Hello everybody and welcome to this Awesomenauts video with yours truly, SlowWolf, and we're going to be taking a look at Sentry again. That's right, I played a really good game with him earlier today with Nazza. It was a fun time. Game ended up going for 30 minutes, but we had a pretty commanding game throughout the entire time. I don't know why. The turrets currently look like they're beams, but they're totally not beams, I promise. So, I had a really good game. It was a lot of fun. I ended up doing a lot of strong stuff. And I was trying to focus on using Beacon as an offensive tool, and it really, really helped out. So for those of you who are still wondering how to use your Beacon and such, this is the match to show you how I did. So, I try to use Beacon offensively. What I mean is trying to place the Beacon in places that aren't necessarily the safest places to put them. This ended up paying off a lot. There was a lot of good placement that I did. This game. There were some placements that didn't do anything, and so I wasted the beacon, but otherwise it was fine. So, I'm on the blue team. I'm up against a Swiggins, a Yuri, and a Penny. I have a Leon, and a Ted, and myself on this team. Nazza is playing as the Ted. So this was a really good game. Let's see, right out of the gate, Penny picks up stun, so I went ahead and told my teammates, and Nazza unfortunately got caught out and killed, so we're already at a bit of a disadvantage, but whatever, it's all good. Let's see, current solar, total solar, they have a level advantage on us, whatever. Big deal, we've got 2 solar trees, we're eventually going to get to a late game that we like. A little bit faster than they are, so no problems there. At this point in time, I know that I'm 1 down, I don't really want to go in there. The Leon decides to get a little bit of burst damage done. I got a black hole ready to go, and it comes out just so that way I can protect the Leon, and it does 21 damage to those 2 people, so no big deal. A little bit of damage. I'm going to go ahead and supplement that with a couple more left clicks. But as you might have noticed, I didn't pick up Beacon right out of the gate. The reason why I didn't pick up Beacon and why I like going, at the moment, Solar Tree into Black Hole and 1 rank in regen is because it allows me to be really active early game despite having picked up Solar Tree. I don't find that Beacon is necessary right out of the gate. It's nice, but it's no big deal. I'm going to go ahead and just turn off the chat so that way the salt doesn't get in the middle of all this. Alright, Black Hole comes out, doesn't do anything because Penny can dash out of it. So that's something that's important to know, is that Penny is a really good counter to Sentry, and the Leon did a really good move there. Managed to pick off that Swiggins to get some damage in, and the Black Hole just misses. Yuri's also a good counter to Black Hole, I realized. His bubble effectively just allows him to escape it. It's pretty it's pretty funky. Does he already have speed up on that bubble? No, that's just base bubble. His ability to fly just allows him to be really hard. It just makes him really hard to hit with that thing too, so no big deal. No big deal for him. Yeah, this is where stuff gets interesting. So right now I've got control of the middle. I decided to put that down, and I managed to hit a mine. So I've actually got a fairly strong black hole. 2 people get... Oh, all 3 of them get caught in it for 36 damage. That's a fair amount this early in the game. And now the rest of their entire team is kind of on the lam. They're all running. Yuri can't quite die, unfortunately for us. I really wanted to kill him. I really thought that it was sort of possible, but hey, I'm not exactly playing Frog or anything. I have to kind of play it safe. So when you don't have Beacon, I find that Sentry's very much a easy to play around character. Like, just walking into people trying to tank with your face isn't necessarily going to work every time. Like right there, my black hole's, well, they're going to be really weak. It's not going to actually do very much. So I just kind of come out of the group, you know, like the next time I use it, it's going to be really weak. It's going to be lame. It's not going to do very much. I don't know really why I'm holding on to this. I really should have just, you know, tossed it out, wasted this black hole, and gone on to use a different one. Because this one's currently useless. Our Leon's going around, getting some farm down below, pressuring them with a little bit of split push, but I would have rather just denied it, so that way the Foxy didn't get any farm. And look, Black Hole comes out and does a grand total of 10 damage. See, that's what I mean. If I had used the Black Hole there and absorbed all the damage I took and then tossed out a Black Hole, a little bit less likely it would have landed at all, but it would have done a lot more damage. So, important lesson to learn with Sentry, don't be afraid to tank with your face. Right now I'm having a hard time farming solar, so I had to pick up something in order to keep me going. While I was in lane, I picked up another rank in regen. So right now I've got max ranks in regen, that'll allow me to do a lot of stuff, and I also picked up my beacon. So now that the beacon's placed there, let me explain why. I put the beacon there, so that way if they do decide to kind of come in, that's a pretty common place for a Swiggins or a Penny to want to initiate. So I put that there, so that way if they do go there, I can just jump in and beacon. Now, I probably could have done that right there, but I didn't. Instead, I'm going to go ahead and use my black hole right there, and I try to run away, and I get a successful black hole off that hits both of them for 55 damage, and they get picked off. So that was a really big black hole that I managed to land. That worked out nicely. Oh, and then I tried to TP there, and I don't really know why. I think maybe I was looking at the minimap and I judged horribly exactly what was going on. That's probably the most likely explanation right there. So I wasted my beacon, and now it's down for another 20 seconds. But again, really big black hole. I used that one appropriately. I survived, which is the really important part, and I dealt 55 damage to not one but 2 people at 5 minutes in the game. That is a huge amount of damage. And a large amount of disabled too, just like movement disabled because of the gravity hole. So I put a beacon there. That's a pretty common place to put the beacon from a lot of players I've seen. Alright, so is Valakor going to get away? Yeah, because that brings him out. And am I going to be able to teleport there? No, it was on cooldown, I think. Foxy's getting in, getting some damage done to the creep wave. Doesn't really do much else. He's running away, no big deal. Yuri's doing his thing. I'm tanking with my face somewhere. I'm going to try to black hole him, I think. Nope. Nope, I decided not to. Was not in the cards. No sir. So the Great Duck is going ahead, pushing the button, and then we've got Swiggins up there doing his thing, and I'm just trying to concentrate on doing stuff. I tried to land a pulse there, it didn't quite work out, and my black hole itself was only 17 damage. Like it was a piddly amount of damage. So that was really bad black hole. Like whenever you don't absorb a lot of damage, it's better to just waste the black hole on like the next creep wave even, and try again next time, you know? Just have a better black hole up and ready and running. If you have a weak black hole that doesn't do a lot of damage, it's nice, but it's not nearly as useful as being able to use it when you're in a really bad situation, a really sticky situation, and being able to just kind of walk away from it. So that was a 14 damage black hole. That was tiny. I'm probably going to get caught out here. No, I managed to live. That's pretty cool. So I'm running around. I was trying to get some damage. I don't think it hit anything, though. Nope. So, at this point, I'm thinking, okay, my beacons are not exactly doing very much. At this point, I'm trying to think of better places to put my beacons, because they're not really doing anything. And, like, granted, yeah, they only do 10 damage, but the positioning that they grant you is also really important. If you're on the other side of a team and you toss that black hole, there's not much chance of them being able to escape it, because you're between them and their way out. With good aim, you can just teleport to a beacon and then black hole them, guaranteed every time. So, right now, it's placed in the middle of neutral ground, which means that there's not a high likelihood I'm going to be able to use that thing for good positioning. Like, right where those mines are would be a better place to put the beacon. Where those mines were, so around here. Because that would allow me to pop up there and then nuke whoever is in the middle there. So right now, I'm just going to go ahead and I'm trying to annoy this Foxy a little bit. She manages to land on one of my mines. Oh, boy. Oh, got a black hole, but the Yuri doesn't care. Can I explain why the Yuri doesn't care? It has something to do with this. Flash forward, yeah, completely just, yeah, I don't care. Unless if you have the gravity upgrade, you're not going to do anything. So I tried to blink there, it was decent positioning. Managed to land a decent black hole. It catches 2 people for 39 damage. I'm just left-clicking as hard as I can right now, because that's all I've got in terms of cooldowns. And it actually ends up being enough to get Naza out of there, but Naza ends up doing a lot more of the damage, just because Airstrike's awesome, so... The other team should have been a little bit more careful about that. So I'm still placing my beacons like an idiot. Like here? No, no. Here? Yes. Here? Maybe. Here? Definitely yes. And I'm not placing them here. Like here is a good place to put them, because that allows me to just teleport to them. It's not a, like, the game's designed in such a way that I don't need it to just do the typical, oh, well, I'll teleport to base and then teleport back to the lane. Like, why would you ever need to do that? That seems like such a waste of time when they got bouncers all over the place. Alright, so a bit of damage coming out. I'm going to go ahead and just shield up as best as I can. I'm not sure if that got absorbed. It doesn't really matter, though. The mine, I mean, because the black hole hit nothing. And Naz is now in a roughish spot, I think. Yeah, no, he's fine. Yuri might die? No, not quite. He doesn't end up dying. But allow me to explain what I was talking about. So, when you teleport back home, you have this bouncer here that allows you to come back home. In every level, you have this bouncer that allows you to go back and do stuff. Okay, so fight comes out, black hole comes out, but it doesn't hit anything because Yuri can just duck down and he doesn't care. That's how Yuri does. Penny's busy getting some work done. My beacon's still placed in a bad spot. At this point, I'm like, screw it. I'm just going to use it to get it out of there. Get it so I can place it again someplace more useful. That's the plan. Hopefully, I'm starting to think like that. So, right now, game's looking really good and in our favor. We've got a lot of kills. Let's see, who's the big killer on our team? The big killer on our team is Leon and Ted, for the most part. I haven't done really much of anything. I haven't died yet, which is a good thing, too. But I haven't done anything. So now I'm starting to place my beacon offensively. See how it's also a little bit off the ground, so I can try to place the pulse so I can hit aerial people a little bit more. So yeah, see there I used it, and he just flash forwarded out. That's unfortunate, but that's when I kind of went, hey, this could work. I'd already put like this idea on paper. This was something that I always wanted to kind of do, and so far it had been working. But here's what I mean. So see here, I'm at full HP. Okay, I want to kind of take the base. Oh wait, who's being attacked right now? Leon. Okay, can I move? Would me moving be a thing right now? There we go. So the game's already designed in such a way that you can just take that bouncer and look, I'm already back up in the lane. Hey, I didn't even realize we lost the tower there. This game was closer than I thought it was. So I just waltz in here, take a bunch of damage, and then toss out this massive black hole, and boom! So, yeah, that's how you use black hole. You tank with your face, and then you wipe out their team. Right click to win, am I right? Oh man. So that was probably the biggest thing that could have happened all game. Like that triple kill gave us a whopping 360 solar advantage to the team. That's a lot of solar. Let's go ahead and take a look at the total solar after that. But that's huge, especially for me, considering that I only had like a little bit of solar before then, and then all of a sudden I just had this huge amount, and then I end up getting killed. Here, can we watch that kill again? I completely missed that for the next couple seconds. Alright, so here I am, just tossing out stuff. I ended up getting the kill, and then I got mined into a thing, bam. I ended up placing a beacon just in time, though, so hopefully I can use that at some point. The Swiggins is going around getting some shots. He managed to dodge the airstrike, no problem there. Naz is getting pounced on. The Foxy wants to get some blood, but Naz decides, hey, you know, I'm just going to run, and the Fox decides, you know what, I'll let you. Yuri's going ahead and trying to do, you know, some sneaky tricks. Freaking Yuri. I hate Yuri so much. And we got a Super Joy that's helping to defend somewhat, so that's something. But it's not going to last for very long because they have Yuri, and Yuri does not care. Yuri gives exactly 0 fucks. Oh, I tanked something and I couldn't kill him. Yet again. Here, let's go back a second and see why I couldn't kill him. So here's Yuri, doing his thing. Here, 14 seconds. Here I am. Cool beans. I managed to beacon there, so I'm in a good place to kind of catch them unawares. And here I am trying to body block this guy, and I end up not being able to body block him, and then I'm in a sort of bad spot, but not really, because I can just float around, I guess. I managed to get away from the Fox and the Yuri fairly easily. The Fox gets away because she can fly effectively, and Sentry's not a good chasing character. Even with boots and the speed upgrade on his Black Hole, like, don't expect to chase people. Black Hole's not very good at chasing people. Black Hole's very good at getting people who have committed to a fight to really regret committing to that fight. So here I place a beacon because I know that Fox is going to use it as a escape. She takes 10 damage from the Black Hole, yet again proving you want to go for bigger Black Holes whenever you can. Oh, so I took a bunch of damage. This time would be a big Black Hole. Swiggins is stuck in it. Oh, they both take 81 damage. That's huge. That means their team can't really commit to a fight right now, even if they wanted to. Like, that's 161 damage. And then up here, I used my beacon to be able to cut her off, but it wasn't quite enough. But the idea was there. Instead of being able to just walk upstairs and do what she wanted to do and get the HP, she had to run away. She had to run away because we took her creeps and we forced her to. So I placed another beacon there. This time I'm gonna aim for trying to, like, this is a fairly common place for people to end up being whenever they're about ready to drop down or whenever they're trying to play footsie knots with you, because it gives them a good platform to get some vertical mobility and superiority on you, which is important. So I decided to beacon that place. Plus, it's also a little bit safe now that we have 2 turrets down. It's a good hybrid spot. It's safe enough that I can teleport to if I decide to go home, and it's also strong enough that if we wanted to pick a fight there, that would be a good idea. Like, it's one of those places that makes a hard to defend position really a lot easier to deal with. So I teleport up there. It does 10 damage. It's not very much, but allows me to almost catch the Yuri, which was really close. That was really close. If we caught the Yuri there, that would have been really big. It's still good that we sent him home. He had to walk all the way home, but you know. So at this point, I'm just left clicking and like, okay, anybody that tries to drop down is going to take, like, you know, tickles. 9 damage on those mines at the beginning seems you know, fairly normal, and it is. But late game, that 9 damage does nothing. Oh, that black hole doesn't do anything because the shotgun just... Shotgun, man. Alright, so I'm dodging that thing, and then I just beacon out of there instead of taking all that damage. I'm trying to body block for my Leon friend. I ended up failing in that regard, unfortunately, and dealing 16 damage to them. So at this point, I'm like, okay, well, I'm kind of on my own. I need to play it really safe. So that's what I'm doing. I'm laying traps, and the instant that Swiggins came by, I left. That's that. Oh, there's a fox. I'm going to just drop a beacon and call it a day. Take some of the creeps. One of the creeps. Just one. Oh, no! I couldn't get a decent black hole. So it's at this point that I'm beginning to realize that bad black holes are bad. I land one, and it's like, okay, yeah, who cares? It's not a big deal. It's not like it was going to do anything. I more wanted to get it off cooldown. Like, I wanted to get my black hole to start being able to work again. The shield component's really important, so I come up here to try to head them off. If they decide to head up here, they don't, which unfortunately left Naza to die, which was not good of me at all. Like, that was quite poor. So at this point, I'm playing very defensively. Our team needs to play fairly defensively because, you know, one Swiggins into Pounce, and we're dead. It's really quite simple. And, oh, black hole, black hole, black hole! Oh, it does no damage, because it was a weak black hole. I put a beacon back in there again, so that way I can surprise them if they decide to go into the hidden area. And so that way I've got sight of the hidden area, because I think it gives sight while we're there. Let's check it out. Yeah, it does give sight. So that's really, really quite useful. If I still had my beacon up there, I would have, like up here, I would have been able to kill him. So I teleport here. I managed to catch the Yuri unawares, but I didn't end up killing him. I just kind of said, hey, get the hell out of my middle. So we're busy trying to fight off the momentum that they had. They had a decent amount of it after that. And, wow. I didn't realize then, but really lots and lots of HP pills out of Foxy. It makes it a lot harder to kill. Actually, what items does she have? Oh, wow. Goodness. Gracious me. Yeah, she went pills pretty hard once she started getting burst down. So I'm going ahead, I'm trying to chase this Wiggins. He manages to pick up the HP, and he only takes 10 damage from the black hole anyway, so no big deal. The one upgrade that really helps with Sentry's bad black holes, like the kinds that won't deal any damage, is that Mustachio upgrade. I forget exactly what it's called, but it gives a base damage increase to Sentry's black hole, which is really nice if you're not counting on always landing extremely tanky black holes. Like if you want to go for more of a ganker type role, you can definitely aim for that if you pick up that upgrade, because then it increases the base damage by like 10 every rank. I don't know how many ranks there are off the top of my head. It's 2 at least. So, you know, 30 damage black holes at base, plus you can still get the damage absorption bonus, so that's pretty good. Bam. What Sentry's left click is good for. Clearing droids. Oh yeah. Alright, so we're going to have another engagement here. I'm just left-clicking my best to kind of harass. The Yuri wants in on this. I popped my shield, and lo and behold, that's a huge amount of damage. I popped my shield, and then the Foxy pounced me. So that was not smart. Okay, so I've gone back to base. If I recall correctly, I am somewhere near the front lines, or at least I have a beacon, that is. Yeah, I have a beacon right here, so I'm just walking back to the front lines. That was fairly quick, so I can get back to the fight. I purposefully activate my black hole before hitting that mine, so that way I can get the full damage absorption that I wanted. So this black hole is now prepped, and it's not bad. It's okay. Like, it'll do some damage. I'm popping out some stuff. I pop out a black hole, which the Yuri does not walk back into. Very well played. He almost didn't live, but he managed to live. Good play by him. I placed my beacon there. Now, the way that I've got my beacon set up, if I recall correctly, I have everything ready. I have my glass case of emotion. The glass case of emotion makes your beacon go invisible after a certain amount of time. And on top of that, I have silence and damage. So I can just pop out of the beacon with 50 damage, you know, hello, surprise. The damage comes out, but that doesn't end up doing anything. The black hole was kind of useless. The Leon ends up doing a lot of the wet work, though. That's the story of this game, is that I kind of land black holes occasionally, and then Leon does a lot of the work. And then I blink there to try to head off the Foxy. They are not able to capitalize on my greed. That would have been a great moment for Pounce into Swiggins combo. If that had worked, I would likely have been in a rough situation. I'm not sure if I would have died. I'm pretty tanky at this point. I've got 2 ranks in regen, 3 ranks in pills, And if I got access to my black hole again, then I'd have a 40% shield because I have the shield upgrade. Or is it 50? Is it 50% shield? So I'm a little hard to kill right now. The only downside I have is that my mobility is poop. Alright, so swings just kind of came out of nowhere. I'm left clicking. I got my... Ooh, my black hole is going to be fairly large, the next black hole I put out. The pounce definitely helps with it. And I pop out of nowhere and try to come out from behind him. And Yuri has flash forward. Flash forward is so good at just completely negating everything I do. Is there anything else that he has? Time warp, flash forward, flash forward. It has 2 ranks in it. So. He does not have the... I don't know if the immunity to status effects affects gravity. I'm pretty sure that it does not, but it might. Alright, so I go home. Cool beans. And I'll watch NASA for a bit. Hello, NASA. What's up? I wonder, do I decide to... So he's got the knockback on the shotgun. I'm not sure how I feel about that on Ted. I mean, I like it. It's a really good ability to have, but I like having my shotgun, you know, be offensively minded in the sense that I can just shoot somebody. DPS. I like my DPS shotguns, so... But knockback shotgun's scary for those who know how to wield it. I decided to pop my shield a little bit early. I tossed out the thing, and then boom goes the dynamite. 93 damage black hole. That's huge. I have the... I think the only damage upgrade I have on that is... Wait, no, I think I have 2. Hold on, let's find out. But I'm pretty sure I only have 1. Oh! I got hit and killed. That's really unfortunate for me. I did not mean to die. That sucks. Let's see. Increases the maximum damage, increases the shield reduction, and then the move speed. Yeah, I only have the increases the maximum damage upgrade on my black hole build. So that's a lot of damage. I think that's the maximum amount of damage that my black hole sun can do, but that's a pretty severe amount of damage. And on top of that, I still have the utility of being able to say, hey, you know what? I can move a bit faster while I'm in this mode, and I have increased defenses while I'm like this. So it's actually an escape tool. It forces people to commit to bad fights. Oh, Gangsta Prankster dies. That's unfortunate. And then NASA dies. So I'm all by myself. I'm like, guys! I teleported to my thing. Bad idea. If they had been looking at their minimap, they would have got me easy. So I decided to activate my thing a little bit early. I got pounced. No big deal. I toss out a black hole, and he's just gonna almost walk out of it. Not quite. I take a little bit of damage, but I'm otherwise defending this actually really admirably. Now, here's the cool part. If I aim my things just a little bit above, so that way the explosion still hits the Yuri, and I'm still fairly safe. Like, you can actually aim around corners a little bit with the explosion size on Sentry. And I don't have the increased explosion size on those photon mines either. It's actually a fairly decent size to begin with. Alright, so I put a beacon here because I realize I'm sort of defending right now, and I'm just like, yeah, I kind of want that just in case if they show up. And I've got it there specifically so that way I can pop up when they're mid-bouncer as well. That was the thinking behind that. It looks like we didn't lose a tower. The game lied to me. Alright, so now as we're trying to get some stuff done, I come down here because I know full well they got a lot of stuff, and I absorbed literally all the damage I could absorb in that. And deal a 94 damage black hole sun. But it didn't end up doing anything, unfortunately. He just goes and picks up our creeps and then heads home. Like a douche. Like a douche. Damage coming out. Da -da -da. So one of the really important skills that Sentry players need is a really good minimap awareness. If you put down your beacon, you need to know what's going on at your beacon at all the time, and since it does give you sight, it's really important that you maximize that ability, its ability to give you sight. So I put down a black hole sun. I'm trying to survive, and I just managed to make it out. That was close. I should not have lived. I put down another beacon there this time instead. I don't know why exactly, but it actually ends up being really useful. I pop out of nowhere and deal 35 damage right out of the gate, so that was really nice. Or 50 damage. I don't know. I dealt a lot of damage. What's the Leon up to? He's trying to get a kill, and he's gonna succeed. Nice kill. So he gets out of there. Nicely done. Good job, sir. Gangsta pranksta. Alright, so here I go again. Now I've picked up the silence. Ringtones for the deaf. Oh, so good. Like, having a 2.5 second silence in an AoE can be so devastating with Beacon. I'm inclined to think that it's one of his most powerful upgrades. Okay, so that only hit for 10. That was really miserable. One, I decided to put another beacon up here. Again, to cut off anybody that tries to go up there, or to kind of preemptively do stuff. Or if I'm in a really bad situation and I need some HP, I can just teleport up there to get the HP. So since I know that was a bad black hole, I decided, I'm just going to leave that alone. I'm just going to toss it out there and waste it. Now, cool tip, pro tip. When you're attacking the base, I think I said this in my last video, but when you're attacking the base of Sentry, don't get your photon mines to directly hit the turrets. Get it so it's right next to it, but it stays there. The explosion will actually end up hitting the turret, and if anything walks by, it'll still deal damage to the turret, but it'll also deal damage to that thing. So what you're doing is you're being really economical about your damage that way, and you're doing your best. Oh, big black hole hits 2 people for 40, so that's not so bad. That's actually an average black hole. I just had to go up here and get some HP and then come back down here. And do the cooldowns. That way, if I do go back in there, I could have a beacon available. Alright, so at this point, I think that I get a little bit cocky. There's one point in this game where I kind of go in and have the guys moment, which isn't super good. Oh, now see, that was a moment where I would have really liked to have beaconed in. Let's see that one more time. So I put down a beacon right here, and now I've got ready to go. He pulled in the Yuri, and I could have blinked to my beacon and killed him. Like, that would have been 50 damage right there, and I missed out on that opportunity. That was a mistake. That was a mistake. I should have kept my eye on that. So, Leon and Sentry's a really good combo, because then that way you don't have to put your beacons in weird places. You can just put your beacons where your team wants them, and then just toss them out. So I take a bunch of damage, I toss out a black hole, and it ends up being completely useless. Poopy macacas. The Swiggins is going to get caught out and killed. That was a fairly common theme in this game. He was also a little bit laggy, the poor guy, so it was a little hard to dodge the Leon. So at this point I realized I don't really want that beacon there, so I just waste the cooldown so I can get rid of it. In this case it was a bad idea because I know that I'm doing a base assault and that Yuri is good at base assault, and so is Penny. Like, they can do a lot of damage together. Penny in particular is a problem for Sentry because she's so mobile. She's really able to just kind of say, screw you, Sentry. Alright, so I put down a beacon so that way at least when I die I can do something. Let's see if the Foxy gets away. Yeah, she does. Good job, Great Duck. Good job. Look at you, just being a fox. Anyway, back to NASA. So NASA is putting on as much pressure as he can. The Yuri is busy trying to backdoor our creeps, so that way we don't have the ability to do much about them. So that way, they get rid of the droids before they get to our turret. That's a really good idea for more mobile characters. Yuri is not the best character to do that with, though. Penny, usually a good strategy with Penny. Alright, so NASA's doing some stuff. He's trying to run away. He gets caught out. A bunch of stuff is happening. And then, boom! I beacon in. Huge beacon. But that's all it did. That's all the beacon did, was just kind of be huge. But that was a really cool beacon. See, this was actually quite funny. Forward a couple seconds. There we go. Forward, back 10 seconds. Alright, so before I hit the ground, I'm coming down to the ground. Look at my minimap. See, I can see the beacon right there. And there's the beacon. Alright, we got 2 people. I've got an upgrade for silence. I've got an upgrade for damage. Let's see what happens slightly slower. I pop out. Boom. Hit them both with that. And if only I had a black hole ready to go. That's okay. They ran as soon as I popped up. They have really good reflexes, but Gangsta Prankster was able to pick off the Swiggins at the very least. So that was well worth it. And that was an example of a beacon that can be used really offensively. Like, that's how you want to use beacon every single time. At least that's how you want to position it. You can also use it as a good juke spot. That's true, but is he just going to walk away? Yeah, he's going to effectively just walk away. And see, I'm doing the same trick with the photon mines here that I was doing earlier. I'm just placing it slightly out of reach of the base, so that way I don't end up getting murder-fied. I put the beacon in a more offensive place here this time. The Penny is wrecking me right now, actually. She's outmaneuvering me a lot of the time. I can't hit her with my photon mines. I can't hit her with black hole. Beacon's useless because she keeps hitting me. If you want to counter for Sentry, think highly mobile characters. Yet again, it's one of those moments where he's big, he's tanky, and although he hits really hard, he only hits really hard if he hits in the first place, and his ability is bad for it. Okay, here's the point where I thought that I had friends, and I don't. So I activate the thing. Uh-oh, problemo. I hit everybody for a black hole that hits for a bit of damage, but I end up dying. That was not good. I was like, guys! I thought I had friends! Oh wow, Leon managed to kill somebody. Good job, Leon. So right now it's 9-21. We are definitely in the lead. We are not gonna, like, this is our game to lose, and it has been for some time. But I think one of the defining moments was that triple kill, like right in the middle of the game. That was huge. It gave us a massive opportunity to push and do a lot of damage and we got a crud ton of solar. Like everybody got at least 90, and I got yeah, at least 90, and I got 180. So that's huge. That's massive all in one go. Well, a lot of damage coming out. Now I'm being an idiot, I think. I wasn't really putting my photon mines down properly. Oh, black hole comes out. It's not going to be nearly enough. Yeah, at this point I'm just putting it down. But you don't want to be shooting directly at bases and turrets. You want to be shooting like right next to them, so that way the explosion radius still hits them, but it could also have the potential to hit other stuff, like droids or people. Like, it's the right thing to do. It's like meat bombing with Yuri. Why meat bomb when you can just put mines really close and it'll still hit the turret and hit the droids, but it won't like hit that stuff until it explodes, and it's guaranteed to explode. So just wait for someone to walk over it first, or walk into it, and as this case may be. Anyway, thank you everybody so much for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed yourselves. This was a really fun match, and I really enjoyed playing it and watching it again. There was a couple of mistakes I made of my beacons. I didn't really put them in good places to begin with, but at one point I started putting them in good spots, and it really worked out in some cases. And black hole placement's getting better. So my sentry is coming along. So thank you everybody so much for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed yourselves. I know I sure did. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Later!